And we have a really interesting guest here today. His name is Chris Nott. He's from the UK. He has a couple things. Now, he is part of the UK cycling community, but he's going to talk about his cycling experience getting into cycling. He also has car insurance for cyclists. Now, I know this is something that's just UK based, but I'm sure that if he had somebody from somewhere else, he could probably definitely help them out. But we're going to hear all about it from Chris. And he started this really cool charity, which he's going to talk about, which some of his proceeds from his company go towards this charity. So here's a little bit of background before we bring him out. All right. So his aim is to promote car insurance for cyclists.com, which enables road cycling enthusiasts, triathletes, duathletes to benefit from saving in their car insurance, which don't we all like a little bit of savings, especially in insurance, because of their cycling experience, road alertness, space awareness, healthy lifestyle. He has a panel of underwriters prepared to acknowledge the important element. He's also giving away all his profits from this in order to support the charity that he's worked for in Malawi, which is, he's going to share what he's doing there, which is what he founded. So it's called starfishmalawi.com, working with the most vulnerable of kids in Malawi. So I'm really, really interested, and I'm super excited to bring him out. Chris Nott, welcome to the podcast.
It's lovely to be invited. Thank you very much.
Well, I thought that you had something really extraordinary to share with all of us cyclists, even though you said that you're not a big time cyclist. But I always love to start the podcast with asking how you found yourself maybe on a bicycle, or putting together the insurance for cyclists, and how it ties into your charity and how you got into that. Take it away.
Yes, let me take you back around about 40 years, and I set up an insurance company specializing in car insurance. About 17 years ago, I received a letter just through the post from an unknown source, and it happened to be from a country called Malawi. I'd never been to Malawi. I never wanted to go to Africa, but the opportunity came after I'd been running my business for many years. And back in 2003, I went on my very first visit to Malawi because I'd been asked in this letter, and I was targeted from a database to go to Malawi to build a church. And I was the only person who got targeted, who went out and saw. And I came back from Malawi, and people noticed my life was different. Somehow I was drawn into what I had seen. And of course, it was very poor, and no running water, no electricity. It was hugely simple place, and I got very much drawn in. And believe it or not, within 6 months of that visit, I ended up selling my insurance business and working as a full-time volunteer ever since, as CEO of a growing charity in Malawi. The cycling bit, if I could just get to that, and then there'll be lots of questions, I'm sure. But the cycling bit emerged about 13 or 14 years after I'd sold my business. I'd just visited the offices. I'm still, the insurance company is still named after me, Chris Nott Insurance. And that's what the directors bought off me. But the interesting thing was I saw these cyclists weaving their way through the traffic. And quite honestly, in my mind, suddenly there was this like revelation. It was like this, that somehow it just came into my mind from nowhere. Surely cyclists, through their experience on the road, would make better drivers because they've been cyclists. And so at that moment was born car insurance for cyclists. It came from just from there. It come from a cycling background. I didn't have any real cycling history whatsoever, but because of my insurance history, and also because I was raising money for Malawi, the two seemed to merge for me, so that I was in a position to be able to use my skills as an insurance broker, combining it with fundraising for the charity. So that's, in a sense, the background to where Starfish Malawi started. And I can tell you the Starfish story if you're interested. Why do we call it Starfish Malawi? But that's how the two things have merged.